I just came back from the movie theater and guess what I saw, guys? Oh my god, this movie was great. Yes, J.J. Abrams, he does it again. Hey guys, thank you for joining the quest. I'm your host Marques Underwood. If you've been following my channel, you know that for the past few months, I've been reviewing every Star Wars movie leading up to this one, Episode 7. And man, it was a journey. But this one, right here, Episode 7, it was such a great movie. Oh my god! I had so much fun watching this movie. Definitely had some old feelings. Definitely had me reminiscing about my childhood. I finally understand how the folks in 1977 felt when they first saw Star Wars. This is my first Star Wars movie in theaters, and my god, it did not disappoint at all. Star Wars The Force Awakens is directed by J.J. Abrams, who also did Star Trek movies, which have a Star Wars influence heavily. So when I found out J.J. Abrams was going to do it, I honestly had no bad feelings about him doing it at all, just because of what he did with Star Trek, and he made me like Star Trek. I couldn't get into Star Trek before him. So when I heard he was going to do Episode 7, I was trying to figure out what the story was going to be like, because Episode 6 just ended on such a great note, and we all know the prequel sucked, but he somehow managed to figure out a way to do it. Yes. This movie stars Daisy Ridley as Rey, John Boyega as Finn, and also Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron. All new characters. Now, of all the new characters, Oscar Isaac is probably the most famous out of everybody of his films, such as Ex Machina. He did his one miniseries for HBO that's doing really well. I think he got him a Golden Globe nomination or something like that recently. But John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, the two brand newcomers. John Boyega, he had a movie called Attack of the Block. Great movie, definitely check that out. And Daisy Ridley, this is actually her first feature film, and she knocked it out the park, man. She is definitely the breakout artist in this movie. In the old cast, oh my god, Harrison Ford is back, Han Solo, Chewbacca. Oh my god, I had so much fun watching this. And you can't forget Princess Leia, C-3PO, and R2-D2, all in the movie. Yes, I had the feeling, and he's in it. Normally when I do reviews, I go into the plot, but I'm not gonna do that, because I want you guys to experience this the way I did. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did see some spoilers before the movie, so I kind of have an idea what was going to happen, but honestly, even with the spoilers, I forgot all about the spoilers while watching it, and I was just engaged the whole time. So definitely go into it without any prior knowledge before seeing it. Now with the PG-13 rating, which is a first for Star Wars, they allow for some new things, mainly more violence and blood. You know, the first time you see blood in this, and like when people get hit by the blasters or the lightsabers, you see marks, you see scars, everything, you know, stuff that should have been in the first 6 movies but just weren't really there. You see them here. I guess you can kind of get away with that with the PG-13 rating, and my god, it was good. The CGI in the movie was great too as well. All the practical effects, there's a lot of practical effects with this, kind of like with Mad Max Fury Road and how they mixed that with CGI, but this one, it does it really well. The CGI, it does not stand out like how it did in the prequels with Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clone. It's really precise. It blends in with the environment really well, kind of like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes or The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. The CGI is just like that. The motion capture characters, they're good too. I just really like the practical effects. You know, I could really tell what was CGI, what was practical, and it felt like everybody was reacting to live things that were happening in the movie. So let's say like there was an explosion, I felt like I was really watching them run from the explosion, which they were doing. So that's always fresh and good to know. The opening crawl of this movie, it was perfect in my opinion, to be completely honest. As someone that reads the expanded universe or the canon books, it really perfectly described what has been going on in the past 30 years. It didn't give you too much information, but it gave you just enough. And I really appreciated that. Speaking of references, I like how they did the references, because there's references to the old trilogy and there's references to the prequels. Less to the prequels, more to the original trilogy, obviously. But there's also references to the comic books in the book. So if you've been reading the expanded universe or the comics, you'll definitely pick out some things, as I did as an avid reader of the Star Wars stuff. So that's always nice. Surprisingly, the movie was very funny too. You know, everybody in the movie honestly had a line or two that was just very funny, and it had the audience laughing, it kept you engaged, and it was just really intriguing. You know, I don't really recall any Star Wars movie ever being this funny, and it fit really well. Like, their comedic timing was great, so that's nice to see. Also, BB-8, how could I forget him? He was great in this movie. He is definitely the new R2-D2. In fact, I believe he was based on the original drawings of how R2-D2 is supposed to look. But it's all practical for the most part. I mean, of course, there's some scenes with CGI where you don't want to damage the machine, but it's all practical, and the way the characters react to him, they really remind you how they react with R2-D2 in the original trilogies and the prequels. So that's always good to see. But my God, Kylo Ren, that dude may be honestly my favorite in the whole freaking movie. He's so complex. There's this one scene with him, I'm not gonna spoil it, but with him, and it's just so compassionate and it's so heartfelt. I was just really engaged in that part, and I really feel like that was probably a top 5 performance in the scene all year, in my opinion. So when you see it, you understand what I'm talking about, but it was just so freaking well. Oh my God. And how they treated women in the movie, it was really well. They have a lot of power, a lot of authority in the movie. They're not just, you know, damsels in distress. They actually have purpose. They actually help the story. They actually, you know, if you take them out the story does not work. I really appreciated that. I guess the only bad thing to say about the movie, honestly, is that it follows the themes of the original movies, maybe by sequence, if you notice it. But as a fan of those, it didn't really bother me, to be completely honest with you. And some characters that are in the story, they're kind of only there in like cameo sessions, and you kind of expect them to have more. But honestly, that's just nitpicking. Honestly, when it comes to this movie, this is probably my favorite in the whole Star Wars series. That's saying something, especially because A New Hope is my favorite, but this one, I see myself rewatching it a lot. Like, if the Blu-ray came out tomorrow, I would buy it immediately. I'm actually thinking about buying the art book, so who knows. But this is definitely my favorite. Definitely top 3, debatable top 2 in my opinion. Debatable number 1 in my opinion, to be completely honest with you. So with that being said, I'm giving this movie the magical A+, a 5 out of 5. It lived up to the hype, people. It lived up to the hype. Go see the movie, please. Also, look out for my spoiler review of Star Wars The Force Awakens. So, have you seen The Force Awakens? If you have, comment below and I want to know, what's your thoughts on the movies? Is it better than the prequels? Is it better than the original trilogy? How would you rank it in the series? Let me know, comment below. Again, I'm your host Marques Underwood, and before I say join the quest, I just want to say, may the Force be with you. And join the quest! And it stars Sarah Silverman. In this movie, it's about this lady, she's kind of